Hi, this is Charles with Gil Denson and Company, and I'm here to talk about declining real estate market conditions and how that impacts your property taxes in Texas. So, it's a common point of conversation amongst property owners in Texas about how property taxes seem to always be increasing, things may be out of control. What can we do to change that? But I want to talk about the declining market conditions and really how the tax code in Texas is built. It's designed to appraise your value as of January 1st of the given year. So the fair market value, what you can go to the market and get your property for, that's what they're trying to accomplish at the county appraisal district level. And so they use mass appraisal methods to go in and do hundreds or thousands of properties at once. Um, Now, the last few years, 2020 through 2023, we saw very strong real estate market conditions in Texas where prices were going up in all property types, and that bleeds through and reflects in your tax appraisal. So, for a house, you may have sales comps on your street, people are buying them for much higher, and that impacts your appraisal and then your ability in the protest process. Now, when we look at a declining market, the same is true. If properties are not selling for as much, then your value should go lower. And it's actually one of the very most important times to protest. And there's two things that go on that not a lot of people know about. One is if your property value decreases or stays the same, the appraisal district does not have to mail you a notice of your appraisal. Every year in April, counties mail a letter to the property owner showing this is what we have appraised your property for, and then at the end of the year, you're going to pay property taxes on this. You can protest by May 15th to contest that value. So if you're not receiving that letter in the mail, you may not know that your value decreased or stayed the same. And a lot of times, what happens is these appraisal districts, again, they have so many properties to do at once that they actually roll the values. So, say your value was 500,000 last year, they're going to roll it to stay 500,000 this year. But that may not reflect what's going on in the market. If the market around you has declined, say 5 or 10%, whatever the number may be, wouldn't you want to go get that value at the $450,000 mark and assess your property at the fair market value? So it doesn't get the headline news that a increasing market does, but it's actually in our world of property tax appraisals is the most important time to protest a property. Same is true for commercial properties. If you're dealing with more vacancy, more expenses, cap rates are higher, that is going to be reflected in the tax appraisal. You may not get the notice, and you really need to press to get that lower value in the declining market. The other thing is, if your value is rolled back in that example of 500,000, when appraisal district values decline, so they're basically assessing properties for a lesser value at the aggregate county level than the previous year, the tax office, the county tax office that sets tax rates, will actually increase the tax rate that year so they can collect money for the jurisdictions and meet budgets. So you could end up with a higher tax bill even if your property value stays the same or maybe even slightly declines. So it's very important to be aware of this. And if you work with us, we're going to protest your property value anyways, pull the evidence, go through the process and put pressure on the county to get the fair market value as of January 1st. That's your right as a property owner. We view this as yearly maintenance, but it is very possible for declining markets to show into your tax appraisal that your value is going down. It doesn't go up forever. It is supposed to follow market conditions. If you want to sign up with our team of property tax experts to protest your property taxes, you can do so at the top right of our website at gildenson.com and then the Get Started form. We charge just a percentage of the savings if we are successful. It is super important to protest during the declining real estate market years. Even if you don't get a mailed notice, make sure to protest to get your fair market value and prevent overpayment of property taxes.